Hello, everyone. Welcome. Which G5 or G7 country, as a group of the most advanced economies in the world, will offer you direct permanent residency before you step foot into the country? The G7, it would include UK, US, Japan, France, Germany, Italy, and Canada. You should already know the answer to this question if you're watching this live video. Immigrate together with your family to Canada. That's today's topic, and we will help you on how to decide which program to select for you and your family to Canada. Sorry about the helicopters. As you may know, my name is Reza, and I work with the Immigrate Canada licensed immigration team, helping applicants move to Canada. Whether it's for yourself, your kids, your business, or all of the above, we make it happen. Let me make this clear. I'm not an actual full-time YouTuber, but I work hands-on with our licensed team in Canada, working on actual applications, communicating with the immigration department in Canada and overseas embassies on a daily basis on behalf of our clients. These videos are made for the purpose of sharing our hands-on Canadian immigration knowledge with our worldwide audience, which is you. Don't mind the helicopters. If you're thinking about immigrating, at Ingway we break down the barriers between countries so you can study, work, and invest in Canada. We're licensed, and we help applicants like yourself and your families. Many countries, immigration is not as well structured to support your family to come and settle together. For example, in the UK, many immigration programs like the startup visa or other business immigration will allow your dependent family members, such as your spouse or partner and children, to apply for their permanent settlement only after 2 years, when you as the principal applicant have applied and received the permanent settlement status in the country, although they can be inside with you on a temporary status. In Canada, if you immigrate with your family, then the following advantages would be available to you. First of all, you do receive permanent residency altogether, no matter if they're inside or outside the country. Children study for free in public and elementary high schools. Your spouse or partner receives an open work permit, and if you have children who graduated from high school already and you're on a closed work permit, your children can also apply for local domestic tuition at major universities in Vancouver or even Toronto. When the main applicant applies for their permanent residency in Canada, the entire family, that's means spouse, partner, and dependent children, receive their permanent residency together. This is true even if they're not with you inside Canada and staying back in another country. So let's say you're in Canada, they're in the US on a temporary visa. If you obtain as a main applicant your permanent residency, then they will also receive theirs no matter where they are. Keep the following in mind. Family members also need to go through medical check and police clearance if you're immigrating through an economic program or skilled immigration program. The interesting part is that we have programs in Canada which allow you and your family to apply for direct PR even before stepping foot into the country, either through express entry, provincial employer sponsor stream, or business immigration programs. So you're thinking of moving with the whole family to Canada. What are your options and how do you decide? Here's a quick rundown of the most viable solutions based on you and your family's profile. Number 1, if you or your spouse or partner can come and continue for a graduate level program, then the other program spouses can work inside Canada. So the other partner would have an open work permit while you would be studying full-time. After graduation, 3 provinces in Canada offer direct permanent residency without a job offer and without work experience for graduate level studies only. Number 2, if you're older and you're likely if you're older and you said, hey, I only have a high school diploma. Well, if you have a valid Canadian visitor visa or a valid US visa, or your children are Canadian permanent residents or citizens, then it's easy to convert you inside Canada to potentially a work permit or a study permit so you can get on the right path to permanent residency. Number three, let's say you and your spouse or partner are over the age of 40, right? Definitely not interested to study, then you either need to ask your family or relatives for help to find an employer to sponsor you, or you could issue your own job offer from a company that you set up yourself in Canada. Of course, it's possible. That's if you have a background in senior management and or business ownership. Maybe you're not in a rush and want your children to come first and sponsor you in the future. A lot of people do that. If you have 8 years to spare, well, of course, you can send your children to study here in Canada, have them graduate, gain Canadian work experience, then sponsor you after becoming permanent residents and meeting the 3-year minimum income based on the family size. And of course, there's a hack to save the 3 years. Instead of waiting for them, study, graduate, work experience, PR, then 3 years income. My God, that's a long time. So instead, they can start declaring the income inside Canada from the first year they arrive in Canada, right? So by the time they receive their PR, they are already eligible based on the minimum income to sponsor the parents and or grandparents. And you're asking, hey, they won't be able to make that much money the first year they arrive as international students. Well, then I say, but they can declare it to the Canada Revenue Agency and pay the taxes on the declared income. Then you're asking me, well, if they declare income, pay these taxes, that's costly. Since it's our own money that we're putting in from one pocket to the other. My answer to you is, have you seen the investment figures needed to immigrate here through business immigration? Is 3 to 4 years of additional waiting time not important for you and your family to move to Canada? What if the government regulations change in all this time? If you're not convinced yet, then you clearly haven't heard of the famous saying, time is money. And number 5, and of course, another option you have to immigrate for your whole family is through investment or business immigration. Buy or start a business, branch, joint venture, or startup. Our business immigration clients apply for their work permits together with the whole family when applying for these programs, and we convert them to PR either within 1.5 years inside Canada, or in certain cases even before they step foot or arrive to Canada. Watch any of our business immigration YouTube videos and find out the details, like this video, which will pop up on your screen as soon as we've completed this live session, and it's posted on our YouTube channel. Remember, folks, this is one thing you should remember. There's over 75 immigration programs across Canada, provincial and federal. And what we do is mix and match these programs to cater to your profile based on your ultimate goal, whether it's your Canadian permanent residency, work permit, study permit, or anything else. There are also many variations of these programs, both on the provincial and federal level, and sometimes you can even mix and match provincial and federal programs together in a sequence. Yes, it sounds daunting, but it really isn't. All you need to do is live and breathe immigration, like me. If you're thinking about immigrating to Canada through sponsorship, studies, work, or business, you're at the right place. I can guarantee only one point. You will know what to expect, the entire process clearly laid out for you, all the risks identified, and where we can support you as our client 100%. No surprises, just results. We have $1 million liability insurance which protects you and us from fraud or mistakes, and a dedicated client trust account with Canadian banks. Our team speaks over 8 languages, and we help applicants from over 47 different countries with their Canadian immigration process. Click the link below this video and get a free assessment. If you already know what you want, your timeline is clear, and you're ready to apply, 100% serious applicants only, then you can also book a one-on-one consultation with me with the link in the description of this video. And if you have questions, remember we're here weekly on our live schedules with YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram every Thursday at 11 a.m. North America Eastern Standard Time, where we answer all of your Canadian immigration questions for free on the spot. And yes, we're in our live session right now, and we'll jump to the questions and comments from our YouTube audience to answer them one by one. Yes, hello Floral Chic, good morning. Reza, good morning. Floral Chic, Nice to see everyone today. Let's see how this works. Our Pete says, hi sir, hello back. Isukenigalu, good to be here. Yes, good to have you here. Our Pete says, sir, can we go Canada with any issues? Yeah, I mean, our Pete, depending on your profile, your eligibility, yeah, doors are open. Depends on if you meet the criteria. Daniela Agudelo says, hello sir, hello back. We are here. We're in a different place today, as everyone may see, but no, it's not the tropics, it's not Mexico, it's not Cuba, it's not like some nice place in Thailand or Bali, Indonesia. It's Vancouver, folks. It is here inside Canada. Most of our lives are in Canada, and today we're here in Vancouver. We move around, and obviously we help a lot of applicants from all over across Canada, whether you're Nova Scotia, Manitoba, Ontario, Vancouver and BC, or anywhere in between, Alberta, Saskatchewan, we can help you out. And if you don't have a lot of questions, then it's easy. I can disconnect early, but if you do have questions and this is the first time you're joining us, you can connect and post your questions on the chat. We will answer them live, and if not, we're back here next Thursday to be able to answer your questions, correct? But yeah, I mean, today's a bit of a slow day, so it's good. I can take time off. We're here, we're exploring, and we are here to help you. Folks, if no other questions, I will. Okay, there we go. Daniela Agudelo. My visa and study permit expires in January 10th, 2023. I'm applying for a program at a DLI in January after completing a program at a private college. Okay, great. So make sure you get your letter of admission before, so now, and make sure you apply for your study permit, as soon as you're sort of transitioning. So before your program starts, you need to be applying for your study permit. In case I don't make it to that program, when and how should I extend my visa or study permit to enroll next semester and remain in the country legally? So let's say your program continues at the private college. You cannot finish, but you maintain full-time status. Then you can renew your study permit from inside Canada and say, oh, I have one more semester left, okay? And then when you're about to finish, you apply for a new study permit, sort of an extension based on the new letter of admission. But if you haven't finished your program yet and your study permit is expiring, you just do a renewal of your study permit from inside Canada. It's simple, not too complicated, so you're okay, Daniela. Chioma Ella says, how long does business immigration take before one can come to Canada with a family? Chioma, it varies, We've had cases where work permits for the applicants were issued very quickly, but we always tell people keep 4 to 6 months in the back of your mind. Like, you could apply from inside, so let's say you have a visitor visa, you come inside, we apply for it. Sometimes, depending if we're doing an intra-company transfer, you can go to the border and pick up your work permit, so it could be super fast. So depends. Can you come inside Canada? Can we apply from inside? Do we have to apply from outside? Which embassy, which region you're in, right? So Chioma, it can vary. We can do it super fast track, or we can, go through the embassies, which are typically slower, and you should consider 4 to 6 months. Any other question? I hope I've been able to answer Daniela's question and Chioma's question. And if anyone else has questions regarding Canadian immigration, we are here. And again, we're here today in Vancouver, BC. You definitely want to come to Vancouver, BC, or you can go to Toronto. Most of the time, as you know, I'm in Toronto. But in Vancouver, BC, you always have good weather, bit costly, but beautiful, beautiful. If you're into nature, this is the place. Okay. So we got a question from Isoken Igalo, which is great. We love questions. That's why we're here. Is it possible to extend your multiple visitor visa after it has been stamped by immigration because your international passport has been stamped for just 8 months after you renewed the passport? Is it? I'm just trying. Is it about to extend your multiple if the your derma has been stamped for just after? Okay, so I'm not sure if Isuken, this is your question. So let's say you have a visa in one passport that expires, and you have a new passport. Yes, so even if you're entering the country, you can show them as long as the visa is still valid in the old passport, it's possible. If you're inside Canada and you're trying to renew like a visitor record to stay longer, and your passport change, still possible. Make sure you have a valid passport. Okay. So I hope I've answered that. So Daniela says my program ends next December. Next December. Oh, okay. So Danielle, you got a long way to go. So make sure, I would highly recommend that you start applying for your study permit renewal in September or October at the latest, to renew you to stay here till next December. Make sure you prove that you've been a full-time student here, transcripts since you arrived, letter from the school. Make sure you show proof that you've paid the tuitions, the semesters, upcoming semesters or existing ones or past ones. That's all basically you need to prove that you're this December, sorry. Okay, well, either way, if you already have your letter of admission, I would say you kind of, your study permit, okay, your study permit expires in January, okay? Your program finishes in December, so there's no study permit renewal you can do for this program. But when you get your letter of admission for the next program and you're finished in December, get the graduation or that completion, get your new letter of admission in December, apply for your study permit renewal so you can continue. You can still work part-time while you wait for the next program and your study permit to be issued. So you can start the program until you can actually start the program until the new study permit arrives. Okay, so you don't need to worry. The key is it may take 4 months or more. Isoken says, after renewal of the passport, do you have to apply for a visa afresh? No, if you have the visa in the old passport, it should be fine. Okay, you just have to keep it with you when you're traveling inside Canada. Chioma says, I'm in Nigeria, so we'll like to apply from here and then come in. Chioma, no problem. I would say you have to consider 6 months. Sometimes you can get it done earlier, but with an embassy in Nigeria, typically they're not fast. So Chioma, if you want, it's possible. Plan it for 6 months, but again, each case is different, each profile is different. Okay, but that's generally what we consider. And again, it depends on the business immigration. Is it a startup visa program? Is it a federal program? Is it a provincial program? We may push you towards the federal program because it's faster. Provincial programs have more preliminary steps, a bit slower, has advantages, but each profile is different. There is no one solution, folks. Imagine going into a restaurant with 75 different items on their menu. That's Canadian immigration. Not everyone will like every item on that menu, or it won't match your preferences or your profile. So you need to pick the right program. That's probably the biggest and most important step that anyone takes, is to pick the right program. Okay, so if there's no more questions, we may stop early today because we are in Vancouver. We're flying back to Toronto today, ready to roll. And if there's no more questions, we will wrap up. But again, folks, don't worry, we're here every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern time, so North America Eastern time. That's local time in Toronto, New York, Montreal, Miami, Ottawa. Hima says, Salam Agaraza Chituri. I hope things doing well with you and your family there. Thanks, Hima. No worries, all is good. Thank you, Khali Mamnoon, Hima, for the kind words. And again, we're back here next Thursday. We're good to go. We'll be back in Toronto next week, but we're going to be all over the place by the end of this year. But again, folks, remember, you can count on us here in this live video every Thursday to make sure we answer your questions. And thankfully there's no more immigration questions, which means that the whole world understands Canadian immigration. Everyone's applied, everyone's been approved, and nobody needs me. Thank you very much. I'm happy. Thanks again, folks. Take care. We will be back again next week. Enjoy.